Welcome to POSTCAST. How fun is this? The Utah Jazz win in Oakland tonight, 97-90. Much needed, out of nowhere. Warriors look to get their first playoff clinch since 2006, 2007. They had disputes inside the back rooms about how they were going to celebrate, what they were going to allow in the locker room or not, and it won't happen tonight as the Utah Jazz win it 97-90 over the Golden State Warriors. And in the simplest form, I would say to you as a Jazz fan, everything you've asked for all season long, you got in one night here in Oakland.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, from defense to big shots, killing runs, and I thought that was very impressive there as well, because every time after the Jazz got that 8-point lead, remember going into the second half, the Warriors had a run, the Jazz would kill it. I mean, it was just by making big shots. It was one of those very enjoyable basketball games that a lot of big shots were made, David, and Coach Corbin has to be very happy with that.
And you know, the point to me is they outplayed the Warriors in the first half. Really, the first quarter was kind of just that opening thing, and then the second quarter, the Jazz played great, and they were up by 8 going to the half. And the third quarter, the Warriors came out, and it really felt as though the Jazz were on the ropes, particularly on the offensive end of the floor, where suddenly Jefferson couldn't get going on Bogut. Millsap couldn't get any room on Lee. It was kind of surprising. And Mo Williams suddenly was being guarded by Klay Thompson. Where were they going to score tonight? How were they going to score? And you felt them kind of just they were climbing uphill, really, right? Like they were trying to get to the top of Coit Tower, and it was a long climb, and they just kind of kept plugging along. And I kept looking up, Ron. It was 8 points still. And it was 8 points still. It was 8 points still.
Yeah. So even though Klay Thompson was having a pretty good quarter, and I think he had 8 points in that quarter, posting up Mo Williams, the Jazz were still responding on the other end of the floor, and they just kill the runs, and then he brings in DeMarre Carroll to guard.
All right, I'm going to interrupt you because we're going to do a little live production here.
Yeah.
Let's flip it back to the station. We'll keep POSTCAST running, actually. You'll get the Gordon Hayward interview. So can Travis hear me? Can we get a second?
Utah's now 40.
Travis,
Gordon
Hayward's coming over, so we'll get it here in
12
just a second.
and 26.
So you'll get an extended POSTCAST
overall,
tonight. You'll
12
get
and
the
27
Gordon Hayward interview
on the road.
well.
The Jazz have won 7 of their last 8 games, playing the right way at the right time. Feels a lot like last year, by the way. Golden State now 44 and 33. They're 26 and 12 at home. 7-4 in their last 11 games. The Jazz get a big win and a tough place to play.
Yeah. All right,
Leading the
Travis,
way,
Gordon's
Mo
ready.
Williams tonight.
Go to David with Gordon Hayward.
Al Jefferson, 19 points and 12 boards. We'll continue to talk about this game as we go throughout the night tonight, but for more on the win, back down to Oracle we go, where David Locke is standing by with Gordon Hayward.
Thank you very much. Gordon takes a seat, a well-deserved seat in the nice, cushy front row seats right there that he earned greatly tonight. Gordon, I just was kind of on the end of the broadcast tonight, made the comment that tonight was kind of everything you guys have asked for out of yourselves all year, that you did everything you've been hoping to do all year in one game.
I don't know if it was everything. You know, there's still a lot we could have done better, but, you know, it was certainly a great victory for us, and, you know, the timing was right. You know, we definitely needed this one.
When you what was the feel on the floor in the third quarter? Because it felt like you were climbing uphill, and yet it kept going back to 8. It kept getting back to 8, and you kind of held on to that lead. What did it feel in that third quarter?
Well, to me, it felt like we kept trying to, you know, push away, and for whatever reason, we couldn't get the job done. And they hang around, and, you know, they're a good team. They obviously have shot makers, guys that can fill it up, and, you know, when they run them off those screens, and, you know, you get caught just a little bit, and you give them a little bit of daylight, and they knock it down and make you pay. But, you know, it was just a great job of us to make sure we keep our poise there late down the stretch. We could have gone and just panicked like we did earlier in the season, a couple of games on the road, and I thought we did a great job of you know, just playing under the pressure and keep going, and, you know, we got the win.
Yeah, poise and answering runs that the Golden State Warriors made in the third period, and you were doing it from the three-point line, not a free throw taken there in the first half, and I did ask Coach Corbin before the ball game about the three-point shooting, and obviously this is something you guys have done very, very well, but it was the three-point shooting tonight I thought that matched or even done better than the Golden State Warriors that helped win this basketball game.
Yeah, I mean, I think that we had to make sure that our shooters were down and ready to shoot, because, you know, they were definitely focusing on not letting the big guys roll down into the lane on our pick and rolls, and they were double teaming Al pretty hard and Paul, and so you know, when they kick it out, you got to be ready to step up and knock them down and make them pay a little bit.
You know, physically, are you feel like you're getting tested by some of these guys in the NBA as maybe you're a little soft or something?
I don't know. You know, for me, I always just compete. It doesn't matter if they're going to be physical. They're going to be physical. I'll be physical right back. So, things like that happen, and you just got to play through it.
You got runoff. You got Steph for a while. You got Clay for a while. You got runoff. Andrew Bogut to the nice moving pick on you down here on the left baseline that just about got me in trouble. What's that like getting runoff all that stuff in a night?
Oh man,
that hurts.
You know what? It reminds me of freshman year in high school when I was on the JV team and I was guarding our starting shooting guard, and I had to run like the whole practice, run off screens, and just got hit over and over. And that's kind of what they do for Steph and Clay and some of their three-point shooters. It's just constant movement, and like I said, they do a great job of setting those screens, and they move every once in a while, but you just got to continue to chase them and try to run them off the line.
Everybody had their moments, I thought, tonight, but what do you think about Derek Favors' effort tonight?
Tremendous. I thought he was really, really good defensively for us, and obviously on the glass he cleaned up a lot of rebounds that we needed, and he's just getting better and better.
Huge block there at the end of the ballgame, wasn't it?
Well, yeah. I mean, a defensive presence is something that it seems like only he can bring at times, just because of his length and athleticism. And as a perimeter player, it's a lot more comforting knowing, if I gamble or I get clipped on a screen, he's got my back. So it's tremendous playing with him.
Gordon, great job tonight. Very impressive. Great fun to be around. 4 more to go. Let's go get all of them.
Let's do it. Thanks, guys.
Gordon Hayward, nice enough to take time with us. Thank you very much. We throw it back over to Spence back in the studio.
David, appreciate that. Jazz get the win tonight. Final score: Utah 97, Golden State 90.
Studio. And Ron, anything that jumped out at you from that interview?
Well, it's just he's just so confident. I think and understands the game. You realize what's important, and again, the way he's been playing as of late. I mean, he's very much in tune with what's going on out there on the floor. Seems to do the right things. Now, everyone makes mistakes out there on the floor, and you can probably pinpoint a couple of mistakes that he did make tonight. But for the most part, he's very much in tune to what's going on.
Did he adjust as the night went on? Because early in the game, I remember I asked you, what's happening? Is he making mistakes, or are they getting him on picks? And it didn't feel like I ever had to ask you that question again. Did he make an adjustment somewhere along the way?
You get to the point where he was just talking about getting picks. I mean, now you know where those picks are coming from and who's going to set them, and you try to get around them, or you try to get up on your man and force him a little wider. I mean, those kind of adjustments you make as an individual. But I thought that Al Jefferson was starting to step out a little bit and gave Gordon a chance to catch up, and I thought Derek Favors did that as well. So that really helps. But moving screens, I mean, they're only illegal until you run into one to try to run through one. If you continue to try to run around those screens, that's just as good as getting a good pick set on you. So I think he's learning that.
You mentioned Derek Favors in that conversation with Gordon. What did you see out of Faves tonight?
Well, I saw defensively he protected the basket, and I thought he played with as much confidence down in the paint. I really liked his game tonight because it was very much under control. You see, he did not get into foul trouble here tonight. He only had 1 foul, and he's been a little frustrated, I think, with in some of the other games, but tonight very much under control. And I really like the idea of Coach Corbin going into the offense-defense deal there at the end of the basketball game.
That was huge. It won the game.
Absolutely.
I mean, it simply won the game. And I also, I thought Coach did a lot of things today. We were talking before Gordon joined us about how they lost all their offensive options. He changed us completely to a pick-and-roll team. We couldn't get anything inside. I said at one point, hey, we've just become a pick-and-pitch team, which, frankly, was what was available. That's what Gordon just said to us. There were a lot of I would contest that as much as we were, and I brought it up at the time, as much as we were kind of overwhelmed by Klay Thompson on Mo Williams, and he did beat him like a drum. I mean, he just took him and beat him and beat him and beat him and beat him. But Steph Curry got taken out of the game.
Yes, he did, because they were just playing off of Thompson, and it did work. I mean, things started to happen. It did work there for a short period of time. But is that something that you can continue to go with throughout the whole quarter?
Right.
And that may have gotten them in trouble. And I just thought of something that was very impressive, because the Jazz won this basketball game tonight without a shoot-around this morning. I mean, it was more of just a team meeting, and really, for the most part, got the job done.
That's a good one. Maybe they didn't shoot around in Portland either, and we can just stop shooting around.
Stop shooting around.
They did shoot around in Portland, I think. All right, Jazz win it. And the last thing, Mo Williams does a lot of things that sometimes make you pull your hair out.